What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of HermitPack on the HermitCraft server. Oh yeah, guys. So we're here in our mining world once again. Our mining operation is almost complete. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, we set up that RF Tools mining thing, the builder, a while ago, and I did switch it over to a fortune clearing thing. I don't know if I told you guys that. Anyway, previously we had it set to a fortune one, so I just go through, mine all the blocks, and replace everything I mined with dirt. Similar to like the original extra utilities, Ender Quarry, I think is what that thing was called. But yeah, the problem was the builder kept getting unloaded, and then when we would reload it, I'd have no idea where it last dug. I had no idea what it was doing. So I figured we'd switch it over to the clearing fortune quarry, since this is like a disposable throwaway world, right? It doesn't matter what happens in this world because, yeah, it's not one that we're going to stay in anyway. So we have it clearing it out so I can easily see what we've done, what's left, etc., etc. It is now on the final bit of clearing out, which is awesome. Yep. We had this little dirt thing from the original attempt where we had this thing set to I guess just a box. It was just doing like the outline of it. But anyway, yeah, that's the very edge of it. So once it gets all the way down to the end down here, it'll be completely done, which is awesome. So yeah, the reason why we're here, not just the fact that it's almost done, but kind of the fact that we had to use that extra utilities 2 chunk loader to keep this thing loaded, right? So I thought that was going to be all well and good. Since we are unable to use the FTB utilities chunk loading, there is no way to claim a chunk. There is no way to chunk load with here. So the only other way to chunk load is FTB utilities, this guy. Now the problem is, as you can see with the quarry, how it's still going right now, we set this up like, what, over a week ago? Yeah, the problem is this chunk loader only works when I'm online. Well, that's not good. That's not what I want. I want chunks to be loaded all the time, right? So we can set up, you know, like a base and have processing happening and all that kind of stuff. When we're not online, unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're able to do that at this time with this mod pack. Hopefully we'll get some kind of better chunk loaders in the future. But yeah, it does not look like we're going to be able to do what I wanted to do with setting up a base in one of these dimensions. Maybe like a void world would do like the nighttime spaceship kind of a thing, which I guess we still could do, but I wanted it to be my base. So that's not really going to work out, is it? Yeah, not really. Now, the reason why I was looking at making a new base, let's go back. FTB utility, no, FTB home hypno. I was like, what are we doing? I can't remember anymore. So anyway, back at home. Yeah. So the reason why I wanted to set up a new base is because, you know, we set this base up a while ago. It was good. It worked. It got the job done, but it's not great, right? I mean, it's pretty plain, pretty basic. I did say I wanted to do some other things with this, but I haven't gotten to it. And I don't know. I guess I'm just kind of getting tired of the base. So I wanted to start something new. Would go into a void world, we'd start building a base there, we get some things going, but yeah, that's not going to work. So we have a couple of options. You know, we could just completely abandon this base, go somewhere else and start over again, or we could revamp this place and start digging in a little bit more and actually going crazy with this place. And I think that's what I'd rather do. Yeah, I think, yeah, I don't know. I've been feeling like this base, well, it's okay, it just isn't doing it for me. So I definitely want something better. Now, one of the things that I'd like to do is I'd like to get some better automations going on. Like, we kind of scratched the surface a little bit. We have just some barely any of the automation things happening here. We have a few of these machine things that are like doing something, but I want to go full out and get everything automated. That's what I like doing in modded Minecraft. So I think what we're going to end up doing is, instead of going to another dimension, instead of flying somewhere else and trying to find a different base, I think we're just going to dig in here and just call this home. We're going to officially start doing something better with this place. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to dig out another layer below here, and that's going to be like our machine area, our mechanical area, our industrial area. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. We'll probably still have this interface up here, but I think we'll probably end up doing a lot of the auto crafting. Well, we might leave those here. I don't know. But all the machine auto crafting, all the machines and stuff are going to go on that other layer. I would like to use some chisel blocks and make it look a lot nicer than what we currently have. I don't want it to be stone. I don't want it to be, well, you know, plain stone. Anyway, as long as it's chiseled and it looks nice, that's what I'm concerned about. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start digging in. First thing though, before we get to that, currently we're still using an iron hammer for all of our mining, which is fine, but I think there's better options. Like we have the actually additions drill, right? I haven't had a chance to play with these at all. I don't know what the difference is between any of these, and it looks like there are a few different types. Maybe there's just attack damage. Honestly, I don't know. Let's go ahead and take a moment here. Let's see what we can do with the actually additions drill or drills, or are these all different? Honestly, I don't know anything about them. I'm going to do some research on them. We'll play around with a few different things. We'll check out these different augments and all that stuff, and we'll be right back. All right, guys. Well, I just took a little bit of time here. I was kind of looking through the drills and what all the different colors were and all of these different items. And I went ahead, I made a drill, and I made all these different items. I haven't tried them out yet. I don't really know what they all do. I mean, I can assume what they do, but I haven't tried them. So we have our drill. Yep. All these different ones here. I thought these are all made of different materials. That's not the case. They're just dyed different colors. So it's all the same drill. I didn't know that. I thought there was just like a bunch of different types of drills you can make. Okay, so we got that figured out. Then we also have all these different upgrades that we can put on the drill. So let's check this out. Like I said, I haven't had a chance to mess with these at all, so I don't really know what to do. So a shift right click on the drill brings up this thing where it looks like we can insert up to 5 different augments. So we have ones for mining size, right? So this says 5x5, this says 3x3. I don't know, can you put like both of those in at the same time? Does that do anything? Does that give an 8x8? Can you do like 2 5x5s and do like a 10x10? These are things I don't know. But we have the size, we have fortune, there is also silk touch, then there is some speed augments in here. I don't know if stacking these gives you, you know, more than just the third tier in there by itself. Honestly, I don't know. And there's also a block placing augment, which I assume works like the Tinkers, where you have a block next to it and you right click, it'll place a block. But again, like I said, I haven't tried this out yet. So let's grab a few things here. Well, I guess let's just go down. I set up a spot right here where we're going to start our area. Oh, a light trip. Okay. So by default, right clicking, that's kind of slow. I don't know, besides these augments, if you can enchant this with fortune or you can enchant it with haste or anything else to speed this thing up. I honestly don't know, but let's go ahead and try some things. So we'll put a speed augment 1 in there. Okay, so that makes it go faster. If we put 2 in there, that goes faster yet. And a third one. Okay, so that's instant mine on stone. Now, the question is that I have, if we get rid of these other 2, is it still instant mine stone? Do we only need the 1 augment in there? It is not instant mine anymore. Well, we're getting a little bit of lag. Okay, so it looks like they do stack. So I'd imagine that I'd want, I don't know if it's the same type stack in there either. So that's a thing. We'd probably want 3 of the augment 3s in there instead of 1, 2, and 3, right? If they all stack. Oh man, that's so much faster. Okay, so we like that. That's for sure. Now, 3x3, I guess this will probably help us out figuring this out. So that does a 3x3. Now, if we put in a 5x5, does that only do a 5x5 or does that do an 8x8? That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 5. Okay, so those at least do not stack, so that's good to know. I'm just kind of ruining underneath the base here. This is all going to be dug out anyway. So these are just good things for me to know. So if we're going to do this, we probably want to mine with the 5x5 for digging out a floor. We probably want all these speed in there. Then we also have the fortune and silk touch. Now, if we do silk touch and all this stuff, we can't do the block placing augment in there. I don't think that really matters. I think this is probably what we're going to want, and then we'll swap out the 5 for the 3 for normal stuff. Maybe that's what we're going to do. I don't know. Well, I'm going to play around with this for a little while. I'm going to dig out some space here, make sure we're at the right height so I'm not like digging out too much, and we'll be back, guys. All right, guys, so I've been doing a lot of digging since that last clip. Yeah, I've been getting used to this drill, figuring out everything that I need to know about it anyway. Probably not everything there is to know about it, but we were trying to do the 5x5 augment in here, and I think we left off with just that 5 in there like this. And I went to go mine. I was only mining single blocks. I'm like, what is going on? Why am I only mining single block? We have the 5x5. So I threw the 3x3 one in there, and that worked. And I threw this one in there. Then I was doing the 5x5. So it seems to me that in order for this one to work, you have to have the previous upgrade in there. Yep. And if that's the case, I can only imagine in order for the speed 3 to work, we need the 2 and the 1 in here as well. Although I haven't done much testing on it, I didn't feel like it was worth spending the time to test it. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments down below. But yeah, I think that's the case, that in order to use the higher tier augment, you need the lower tiers installed as well. That's probably why there's 5 in here. Yeah. So without these, we could put Silk Touch and we could put the block placing one in there and still have the speed. It seems like that should be the case. But anyway, enough about the drill. If we come down here to this level, we kind of see what I've done here. Yeah, so I've dug out quite a large area. Now, the way I did this, well, actually, let's go back up, is I went to like the very far end of the base, right here. Boom. Whoop. Little lag spike there. All the way here. You can see it says X -90 below the mini map. So that's the direction we went all the way over there. And I did the same thing for the other 3 sides of the base. As far over as we can go this way. Yeah, so we went to -11 down below, and then as far this way and as far that way is the size of the opening that I did below. So let's go back down here. Now, as we can see down here, there is a lot of mess. Everything's not polished. I just got done literally digging it out, spamming torches so we weren't getting monsters, and that's it. Now, as I was digging it out, we did come into contact with our previous mob spawner. Yeah, this is the one that, or I guess those are the conveyor belts right there that move the mobs forward, and they land on spikes. All the drops get collected there, and then they get sorted into these, I was going to say deep storage, but quantum storage units right here, right? So that's kind of a problem. This is going to be in the way. We're going to have to move this. Now, another thing I saw is that some of our wires over here, so right here, yeah, some of the piping and stuff over here for our mechanism stuff is showing. So that can't be the ceiling right here. Otherwise, we're going to have that in the way. So I think we need to drop it down another block so we can put blocks on top of these, and we won't have to see that when we're on this level. We'll probably end up going 2 more blocks down. One so we can have a block for the ceiling, and then, yeah, we'll have another block down so we can replace the floor. I think it's just easier to remove all the blocks and place new ones as opposed to just using the wand of replacement. Maybe not. Maybe just one layer would be better. Honestly, I don't know. But this is what we're left with right now. There's a lot of cleanup to do, a lot of polishing to do. I think we're going to leave this alone for now, but this will be moved eventually. I don't want this here. We'll probably put a permanent spot on this level for that. And then I don't know what we're going to end up doing with the grassy area up there. Like I said, that whole thing is probably going to be redone to some other type of design later on. Another thing that we're going to have to consider, now that we've dug this down and we have this all open, our ladder system that we're not really using, but is a way up and down in case we don't have our angel ring or whatever, isn't really going to work anymore, is it? I don't think so. So I know that RF Tools has an elevator. We might look at putting an elevator in here, a 3x3 platform where you just walk in there, you hit a button, you go down to this level. From this level, you hit a button, you can go all the way down to the branch mine or back up here, kind of a thing. I think that's what we're going to end up doing. I've never used the elevator block from RF Tools before, so I am kind of curious to see how that works. I am interested in checking it out and playing around with it. You know, another thing that we were doing in that mining world is we were collecting those dimensional shards, right? I was just reminded this from RF Tools. These dimensional shards, we're up to about 20,000 of them. And I think I said previously, in order to infuse a machine, you only need 40. Yeah, I remembered incorrectly. You actually need 4 stacks of these to infuse a machine 100%. And then I have a machine infuser over here, which I have used to infuse pretty much all of our machines. So yeah, you can see this machine says it's infused 100%. Well, in order to infuse an infuser, you need a second infuser to infuse it with. You guys following me? I'm probably lost already. But anyway, so you put these in here, you put the machine in here, and it takes a little bit of time. They all get infused. And then the machine does whatever it does with that. So like it either uses less power or whatever. But pretty much all of our machines that we can infuse over here has been infused, except for, I guess, this receiver and this dialing device, which I don't even know if those even use power. They might, but I'll get to that eventually. Since we can infuse machines, though, if our elevator is able to be infused, we'll probably be looking at that. So anyway, there's a few more things that I need to get done here. Like I said, we need to dig out probably like 2 more blocks. We need to get that elevator installed. Yeah, this place needs to be cleaned up. I need to probably swap all these blocks out for one type of block, and then we can swap them out easily for whatever it is we're going to use for the ceiling material. Anyway, let me get to it, and we'll be back, guys. And just like that, the whole room is cleaned up. Oh, yeah. So, like I said, I ended up digging this floor down 2 blocks. Yeah. That way we could lay down a floor, and then I could place a ceiling, and then everything would be at the same dimension. We still have our 5 blocks of height here. So that's pretty cool. So as I've been digging out this entire thing, I was using the Silk Touch augment for the drill. So we had plenty of stone remaining. So yeah, I took that stone that we had remaining, and then I replaced all the nasty stuff in the walls with it. Now I was looking in this wireless grid before I started placing all that stone. Let's search for it real quick. Yeah, you can see here we have 693. We were up to over 8,000 pieces of stone before I laid down the ceiling, changed out the walls, used a swapping wand on the walls, and then placed down the floor. So yes, we have gone through quite a bit of stone, which is kind of interesting. Now that I'm looking at this place, everything else here, this whole airspace would be like andesite, granite, diorite, and then all the different ores and things, I guess alabaster and all the other types of rock and stuff would fill up this place. Yeah, it's kind of weird that to think of it, that there's that much other stuff that I have mined out. But yes, this is the way that we ended up. And I kind of wish now that I had set up our quarry to not void out stone and that we had some kind of a Silk Touch quarry going. But we don't. Maybe we'll do that later. Anyway, we have a nice blank open canvas here, so we can do all sorts of stuff, which is pretty cool. So I was using the swapping wand, like I said, for the walls here to clean up those. And then for the ceiling to lower it down a block, I was using this builder's wand that I have here. Also to place the floor. Yep. So I want to show you guys something. If you've never seen this before, let me grab some stone out of the system. Let me sort this by name. Is that how you can do it? Does this? No, that's sorting by quantities. I kind of don't want to sort it by quantities. Otherwise, this thing jumps around and you got to find it. Anyway, I want to show you a trick with the Better Builder's Wand if you've never seen this before. So with the Better Builder's Wand, you can see the diamond one, for instance, does a huge area around, right? You can set the mode and do it so it only will do horizontal. So if you point at the ground and accidentally click, it won't do anything. It only places blocks like horizontally. So that's an option. But if you forget to do that and you, do one of these numbers, yeah, you can see that uses up a whole lot of durability on the wand. You have a whole bunch of blocks here. It's going to be annoying to replace all of those and break them all out again. There's a command from Better Builder's Wand called /wand oops. This command, yeah, that undoes your mistake. I don't know if that is an admin command or if anybody has access to it. I've never tried it without admin privileges, but that is a thing. So if you accidentally your base, you can unaccidentally your base. It does not give you back the durability on this wand for some reason, which is a shame. But I guess, you know, removing all those blocks that you placed down accidentally is good. There's also the unbreaking wands. So like this one right here will place 16,000 blocks. Yeah, that would be a pretty big mistake if you accidentally clicked that. So thankfully we have that command to undo it. Can you even fit 16,000 blocks in your inventory? I'm not sure. But anyway, we're only using the diamond wand. As you can see, it kind of has a smaller radius. It's not going to go too crazy. But yeah, you can still use that command to undo it and you lose your durability. Another thing is if you break your wand when you click that, yeah, you can't do that wand oops command. It'll say you need a wand in your hand. In fact, I was just doing this a minute ago. It says you need a wand in your hand. And then if you get a new wand, it says, I can't remember what this wand last built because it was broken, right? Yeah, so yeah, it's got its drawbacks. It's probably best to make the unbreaking wand. In fact, I don't even know. I haven't even looked what the recipe is for one of these. Okay, so it's another star. You make some of the unbreaking ones. You put them together. Okay, so you make one unbreaking with another star. You can combine 2 of these to make the next tier, and 2 of those combined to the very top tier one. I think this one probably would be good enough. This says max 4,000, and this is max. Yeah, that's way That's way big enough. I should look at making one of these. I'll probably do that soon. Okay, so anyway, we got this whole area completely a blank slate. I wanted to look at the elevator from RF Tools. Yeah, I want to weigh up and down without having to have this ladder here. So I'm not sure exactly how we're going to do this. So let's see. If we come over here, we would be walking in. We'd probably have the button control panel here. We'd go down to this level. So that means we're going to have the control panel like right here. So we're going to need some kind of like a wall or a pillar, maybe a separator. We could have like a wall that goes all the way down here and separate the room into two different halves. And then on, you know, the edge of this pillar or the separator right here, we could have the button so we can go down or up again. Yeah, we'll have to play around with this. I haven't messed around with these elevators before, so it's going to be a new experience. So let's go ahead and take a look at the crafting recipe for this. The elevator is ender pearl, some redstone, machine frame, very, very cheap stuff for what this thing can do. Let's go ahead and craft up one of those. Awesome. Now I know that there's other things. Elevator button module, sneak right click on an elevator block to set the target for this module. Okay, so I assume we're gonna need some of these. Guess I'll grab a few of those. I don't really know what we need. Okay, and then I assume there's some kind of like a display panel for this. So we're probably gonna want to look at RF tools, and I'm gonna have to find the elevator block and look around next to it and find out what it is that we need here. So let me go ahead and do that. I'll build a few more items and we'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, well, we got the elevator installed, so it's quite the process to do this, and I'm gonna have to rearrange some things. As you can kind of see, this stair right here is the darker color than these over here, because those don't have blocks behind it. This one does. Anyway, that doesn't really matter, but yeah, I'm gonna have to kind of go through and redo this. I don't think this is gonna be our final elevator color. I don't really know what we're doing for the blocks downstairs just yet, but yes, let me go ahead and remove some of these stairs and kind of show you what we got going on here. So that block right there that has a red dot on there, this is a screen controller. So you need a screen controller somewhere that has power. We're giving it power from the back, right? So it needs power, and it will detect any screen within like 64 blocks of it, I think is how that works. So what you can do is right click on here. After you place your screen down, you right click on here and just click scan. That's it. It'll say 2 connected screens. So we got one here and we got one down below that we can't see just yet. So that's the whole idea with this guy right here. I don't think it has to be next to the elevator, but I just put it there because we had space. In fact, you know what? We could get rid of those blocks. Whoop, maybe not that one. We get rid of those blocks right there, and then I think the stairs would be the right color. So anyway, right here we have the elevator block. So I have this one named main as our main level. So if we look at the screen here, we can see one that says main. We can see one here that says machine. Now, the way these elevators work is you have to place all your elevators in a line. So a vertical line. So this one's right here. And then like, I don't know, 8 blocks below us, we have another elevator block or 9 blocks or whatever it is. The very bottom one is the one that has to be powered. So even though we have a power connection here, that doesn't matter. It's the one at the very bottom that has to have power. So that being said, we could have like a dimensional transceiver all the way down at the bottom and the screen controller down there and have nothing else connected. And this should all still theoretically work. But I haven't given this like a whole lot of experimentation yet. So right now, this is how this works. We walk in, we have the screen, we can click this button. If I left click that one, we go down here and we're on this level. Great, pretty simple. This screen is the same exact thing. It says main and machine. Now, the way you get the screens to detect those elevators, if you've never done this before, right click on the screen. You can see we have elevator button modules. And depending on where you put that module in here, I think is how it changes on the screen. If I swap those around, I haven't tried playing around with this too much. Let's try doing this. Okay, so I think you have to click on this and say vertical, and then, well, no, they still show in the same order. So I guess it doesn't matter how you put those in. Maybe there's a way that you can swap them manually. I haven't tried this. I assumed I put them in there so main was on top every time. But anyway, so yeah, you make these elevator button modules. You shift right click them on your elevator and then you stick them in the screen. You click the button. You can say however you want those to be displayed, vertical, large, etc. Anyway, we have that just set to vertical, so we can add more on here should we do more layers down below. Maybe we'll go all the way down and have an elevator to the branch mine, which would be kind of cool. I don't know if we're going to get much use down there, but you know, it's just something we can do since we already have, you know, an opening all the way down there. We could do that. Anyway, oh, I think the elytra is on. How do I, elytra disabled? There we go. All right, block, get that out of my hand. Okay, so yes, anyway, this is all quite simple to do. You place the screens, you place the screen controller, you right click on that thing, you tell it to scan, you make these things, you shift right click them on the elevators, you stick them in the screen, and then you can left click on the button and your elevator does work. It's very awesome. I don't know why I've never used these before, but things that I have noticed about these elevators, as it's moving, you cannot jump. Yep. If you are flying above this, for instance, like if I'm right here, we press the button, it kind of like grabs me and sets me down the elevator. Oh, you know what? Maybe, oh yeah, I kind of did it right there. Maybe I was too high that time. Like I'm flying right now and it kind of like sucks me down on the elevator. So this could be kind of interesting for moving mobs around. I don't know what we could do with that in particular, but if you can't jump, I don't know if you can walk around on them. That could be an interesting way to move monsters around sometime in the future. I don't know. But anyway, we have our elevator in place. I'm going to have to figure out how we're going to wall this thing off because I don't really like the conduit going up and down. Like I said, we could do a dimensional transceiver down here and we'd just have the elevator block itself and then this little pad going up and down. There's a lot more cleanup I need to do, like getting rid of this cobblestone and things like that. These are things that I'll probably end up doing off camera. I will end up choosing a block type for this. I don't know exactly what kind of a block we're going to use. Like I said, probably something chisel, and this is going to be like our machine level, so we'll probably look at something industrial for the block choices. So if you guys have ideas, yeah, let me know in the comments down below for the block choices you think I should be using for some kind of a machine floor. But yeah, I think we're going to go and wrap the episode up here for today, guys. I had a lot of fun checking out the actually addition drills. Never used those before. Didn't really know how they work. Pretty sure I understand how they work now. They're not so bad. I do like them because they're chargeable with RF, unlike our Tinker's hammers, which we have to repair with iron or whatever the material is right now. I don't know if there's a way you can get an RF modifier on there. There might be. I don't know about it. But anyway, that's why I want to check those out because they were rechargeable. It just seems easier, especially when we get some wireless chargers strung all about the base. We won't have to worry about that as much. But anyway, guys, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on the episode if you liked it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.